Hi there, Brian Hutchison, president of APCDA, checking in with you via video this time around. I'm at the three-quarter point of my 1 year serving you, our members, our constituents, and our clients as APCDA president. And I feel like we are at a time to do a check-in because we are at a pivotal point with APCDA. So if you think back to my very first president's column, you'll remember that I said that I wanted to grow our WOW this year. And in reflecting on the first 3 quarters of the year, I definitely feel like that we have done that. We've had the largest conference ever in Beijing, China. We've added new initiatives and information to better engage our constituents and our members using technology throughout the year. But there are some other behind the scenes things happening that I think are important for you to know about. When you see my president's column in the newsletter that's coming up here in a couple of weeks, you'll see the title is Nose to the Grindstone, which is a 16th century saying that means to work hard or to focus heavily on one's work. And as we prepare for the board meeting tomorrow in Asia, the Pacific area, tomorrow night here in the United States, I think that you'll see that we're doing some important things because we've had our nose to the grindstone. So you might remember a little while ago in the last few weeks, you filled out a member survey. That member survey is the largest that we've ever had. We had 144 respondents. And that's really going to build into what it is that we're doing right now as a board. And so you might remember some unusual questions or different questions from previous years. Those are going to be part of this discussion that I want to share with you today. One more check-in reminder before I get started. Referencing the bylaws, I want to remind you that there are 3 important leadership levels in APCDA. One are our elected officers, which are past president, president-elect, as well as treasurer and secretary. We then have country region directors of the 21 countries that APCDA represents. And finally, we have 7 committees with either committee directors or co-directors. All of them comprise our 33-member board, which will be something that I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. So it's my belief, and it's the consensus of the officers and the board, that we need to take this moment in time to start to restructure APCDA to better represent what we've become in the past 6 to 7 years, and also what we are becoming as we learn more about ourselves and project into the future. And so there are 3 important decisions that we're going to either make or begin to make at tomorrow's board meeting. The first is what is APCDA's representative footprint? In other words, what countries are part of the Asia-Pacific region? The reality is the interest in our inclusive organization is outgrowing any traditional definition of what the Asia-Pacific region is. Now, we want to always remain an inclusive organization, but the board and I feel that it's important to have a better definition of what our service constituency is. So again, this doesn't exclude anyone, but we think that there's power in knowing what it is that we're here to do and who it is that we're here to serve. As an example, let's say that there's a nurse in Australia, or a pipe fitter in Thailand, or a magazine editor in India that want to be a member of APCDA. All of them are welcome to our organization with open arms. But the reality is that we're not going to do work in any of those professional areas specifically because we are career services professionals. I think that that's an analogy for the way that I think about identifying our member countries. It helps us be more focused and enhance services representing the specific region that we are as APCDA. The second question before the board then will be to determine the optimal board size. 33 members represents 22% of APCDA's membership. That means for every 5 members, 1 is sitting on the board and making decisions for the organization. Now, representation is good, but most research would suggest that an effective board, one that has a high level of accountability and a high level of engagement, is usually between 8 to 12 members. And so we want to look at ideas around what is the optimal board size, how do we continue to use the 3 levels of leadership roles that we are committed to keeping? And then how do we get to that point? And so on Tuesday, Wednesday in the Asia Pacific region, Tuesday night for me, we're going to be talking about an optimal size and try to define what that is so that we have the end in mind as we tackle the 3rd thing before the board in this meeting. And that's to determine good, fair, equitable board representation. My plan for doing that is to appoint a short-term 1-month task force to try to come up with ideas and vet ideas and communication and dialogue to come up with the best way to structure our board where it's at a size that's effective, efficient, and accountable, but also continues to represent the diversity of interests and ideas of APCDA while also having a role to play for committee directors and country region directors. And so we have a lot of work to do coming up. I hope that as members who aren't on the board, if that is who's watching this, that you're appreciative of all the hard work and effort that all of our board members are putting in to developing APCDA to meet its fullest potential, serve its constituent groups and members to the highest degree possible, and to be a forward-thinking organization. So for now, Brian Hutchison, your president, signing off. I look forward to seeing you soon.